Legend Riders vs. Dark Riders. Chou Kamen Rider Taisen. Chapter 12. After the defeat of Shidar Kuraju, the Kemi Shocker ship is escaping to space. As the 17 Reiwa Kamen Riders notice it, the Kemi Shocker ship is heading back to space from which it came. Explains Mishinaga Azuma. What are we gonna do to stop it? Asked Kendo Fukumiya, just before a voice was heard. Don't worry, we could use the All-Rider kick to destroy the ship. As the 17 Reiwa Riders turned to see three people named George Karizaki, who said those words, Zin, and Izu, along with the Reiwa Kamen Riders, Jin, Horabi, Fauser, Ikazuchi, Naki, Buster, Kinzen, Slash, Caliber, Psycho, Sable, Drindle, Falchion, Demons, Overdemons, Aguilera, D-Stream, Chimera, and Punkjack, appear to help them. As Gotchard and the other riders are amazed, Mr. Karizaki, thanks for bringing the other Kamen Riders to help us, said Rivi. You're welcome, Rivi, said Zin. However, we did not only bring out the Reiwa Riders to help you, adds Zizu, just as the 34 main Kamen Riders, 15 from Showa, and 19 from Heisei, from their respective worlds also arrived to help the Reiwa Riders. Much to their amazement, that must be the Kamen Riders from their respective worlds, said Rin, as Gotchard bursts in excitement, shouting, Amazing, every rider has appeared to help us. That's right, Mr. Gotchard, said George. We call in the Showa and Heisei Kamen Riders to help you thanks to Decade and DN's advice, explains Izu, as Kamen Riders Decade, DN, and Legend join them too, before Zin says, Now then, let's finish this up quickly. Righty-ho. Now observe the Kamen Rider supporter's transformation, happily shouts George, as he, Zin, and Izu, who the two got their transformation devices back from Ace and Naruto, transform into Kamen Riders Juga, Zin, and 02, before Legend says, Now, it's time for the gorgeous All-Rider kick, right? Shouted the Kamen Riders, as they, with the 11 riders transformed again along with the summoning evil, jump to the air and perform an All-Rider kick towards the spaceship, with the help from the chemis that the Alchemist Academy possess. While flying towards the ship, Kamen Rider J notices Hopper 1, and says, You look like the Hopper called Barry that I encounter in my world. Nice to meet you, Hopper. Meanwhile, Kamen Rider Den-O, Momentros, who has turned back into a rider, looks at Steamliner and says, Hey, Liner Monster, right after this, how about we do a race to see which is the fastest train, you, or Denliner? Steamliner cries out, meaning that's a yes, as Den-O replies, Then it's settled, let's go. On the other side, Majad notices a black cape Kamen Rider that has the Alchemist driver just like her, as she calls out in astonishment, Father? As it turns out, that rider, Kamen Rider Wind, Fugakuto, also arrives from the dead to assist her daughter to destroy the ship, as he waves at her. Meanwhile, Kamen Rider Ikigo stands next to Gotchard, as the latter says, It's nice to meet you for the first time, Ikigo-senpai. First time indeed. Gotchard, just before Decade, ZO, and Black RX show up. Seems like you two finally meet, explains Decade. From the first to the recent of the Kamen Riders in the three eras, Showa, Heisei, and Reiwa, adds Black RX. I've got a feeling this will work out if we combine our powers into one, explains ZO, just before Ikigo and Gotchard shouted out, Let's go, before the 78 of those riders shouted out, All-Rider Generation Kick, performing a kick towards space, destroying the ship from the inside where the Shocker combatmen are, causing a big explosion. As the 78 Kamen Riders returned to Yokohama and stood silently, finally saving the world of Gotchard and Golden Week from Kemi Shocker's invasion, forever. As the legendary riders head back to their worlds, while others return to the dead, Kuraku, Kaguya, Tsukasa, and Daiki explain to the 17 riders about Shido's true intentions and Kuraku's lost memory, making Hotaru surprised. So you mean that Shido was the mastermind all this time? Yes, replies Tsukasa. That's why Kuraku got his memory erased and was being manipulated by Shido into creating Kemi Shocker. But luckily we managed to get his memory back at the quarry, adds Daiki, just as Kuraku looks at the 17 riders and bows his head. I apologize for the things I caused as leader of Kamishocker. I never thought Shido would do such a thing to me 15 years ago. It's okay, said Ace. At least we all know who the real enemy is, and we managed to kick his butt. Shouts a happy Vice, before turning to Iki. Right, partner? Yeah, partner. The two then fist bump, just as Tma goes next. Being manipulated by someone does make you angry, but if you have friends that'll always forgive you, it will also make your parents happy too, leading this to a happy end. Really? Asked Kuraku, before Aruta replies, well of course. Also, if you have a dream that you want to achieve, then come speak to me right away, because I'll bring forth everyone's dreams, as the dreamster of the dreams of the jokes. Now that was a work of Aruto. Everyone became silent and confused over 01's new joke, with Isamu holding his laughter so that the former won't know. As Kuraku says, now that name of the joke was long, but I love it. Really? No laughing? Well, at least you like it. Anyways, we must be off, now that we brought salvation to the world of Gotchard. Explains Kaguya, as the Aurora curtain appears, as he, his butler, Kuraku, Tsukasa, and Daiki are about to head back to their worlds, just before Hatoru wants to ask Tsukasa a question. Tsukasa, what about this world that you said to destroyed? About that, I decided to leave it for now on, as I'll continue my journey until the day I died. Then Daiki says, I also agreed with Tsukasa, as I too continue my journey to steal the world's treasures for reasons. What can I say? Treasures are irreplaceable. Well, that's good, said Spanner. Thanks for all the help of saving Golden Week. We really appreciate it, said Rin, just before Hatoru tells Kuraku, I hope you find your own gacha as a treasure. Gacha? Confused Kuraku, just before Hatoru quickly replies, it means your dream. I see. Thanks, I will. Shouts a happy Kuraku, just before he and the four head to the curtain, taking them back to their home worlds. The other riders do the same as they bid farewell to the alchemist riders before heading back to their worlds, while Vice disappears once again, as Hatoru and his friends went back to Kichinokino's, the home of Hatoru, to celebrate, where they meet Mr. Minato, Renji, Sabimaru, Kyoka Adami, and Hatoru's mother, Tamami, to continue the tradition of Golden Week on May 3rd to the 5th, as Hatoru wishes to meet with the Boon Boomgers and the Super Sentai again. Meanwhile, in Kaguya and Kuraku's world, the latter is at the cemetery, kneeling and praying in front of his parents' tombstone about the things he has gone through, as he continues to become a happy young man with a little help from Kaguya and the citizens, leading this story to a happy end.